Hi guys, it's Gloria here. Welcome to my channel. Today let's talk about clothing care because I know the heartache of ruining your favorite clothes. This is an actual photo of me when I just ruined my wool pants in the washing machine and frantically googling how to make the shrunken pants that fit a 4-year-old fit me again. Those pants were gone. Forever. If you don't want that to happen to you, you need to watch this video. Also, if there's one simple thing you can do to help sustainability, is taking care of the clothes you already have so that you don't trash them after just a few wears. And once you know how to take better care of your clothes, you can start investing in better quality items and keep them for a long time. Sounds good? Let's dive in. Like, honestly, I don't know if we're friends or not. I know you helped me clean all my clothes, but then you ruined my favorite pants, so... Let's talk about our washing machine for a second. I'm sure most of us rely on one. Some of us know how to operate one. Some of you don't, and I won't call you out. But did you know the damage it's doing to both your clothes and the environment? The first thing you need to know about your washing machine is that the hotter you run your water in there, the more damage it does to your clothes. And also the bigger impact it has on the environment because it's more energy intensive. So my first tip for you is to wash your clothes on cold whenever possible. Another thing is that you really don't need to wash your clothes that often. I know it sounds gross, like, ew, what do you mean? But a lot of the time our clothes are not even dirty when we wash them. I'm so guilty of this. I used to wash my clothes excessively. Like, if I touch them, I needed to wash them. But the truth is, the only garments that need to be washed regularly are anything that come into close contact with your armpits, feet, and crotch, and any of your gym clothes with stinky sweat. Sorry for being blunt, but I have to say it. The rest, you don't really need to wash them that often. Maybe you're concerned about germs, but there are bacteria all around us and most of them are harmless. And believe it or not, there are even germs in our washing machine. Well, but what about that fresh laundry smell? I love that too, but that smell? It's a psychological trick that detergent companies use to get you into the habit of washing your clothes more often than necessary to boost more sales. It's also the smell of chemicals that could be harmful to your health, so your best bet is to use a fragrance-free and eco-friendly detergent. I have switched to this Tide Pure Clean, I don't know, detergent. This video is not sponsored by Tide, obviously. Oh, your white clothes just turned pink? Well, don't put red in there. It's a no-brainer, but it has happened to many of us. And of course it happened to me. I accidentally put this really expensive golf shirt into the washing machine with my red dress. And surely it turned pink. Well, you probably can't see it very well from the camera, but it has changed. I was so pissed. I'm still pissed. I just can't look at it right now. The most basic rule is always separate your light colors and dark colors. Some people would say you can wash white clothing with other lighter colored clothes, but to be safe, I only wash my whites with whites. Actually, there was a period of time I would only wear black and white clothing because it made laundry easy. I wash a lot of whites and then I wash a lot of blacks. Actually, it was ridiculously convenient. Well, eventually I got bored of only black and white, but still, I keep my colors pretty simple. And whenever I do laundry, I separate into pure whites, pure blacks, and other colors. And I treat red with extra caution. This is a friendly reminder to not make the stupid mistake I made. Some fabrics could be washed in the washing machine. Some should never end up in there in the first place. Refer to this dum-dum. The first thing you should do is to look at the care label inside of your clothes. If it says dry clean only, well, it's dry clean only. I know clothing care labels could be confusing, it sure as hell is confusing to me. A general rule is that fabrics like leather, suede, and wool suiting should go straight to dry clean. And I would say avoid putting natural fibers like cashmere, wool, and silk into the washing machine. Just don't do that. Maybe you can get away with washing on cold, but I wouldn't risk it. The good news is, you don't need to wash natural fibers that often because they don't tend to trap odors like synthetic materials do. Some people even say natural materials clean themselves, but I don't know if it's true. Nevertheless, another trick I use to keep my cashmere sweaters clean is to wear a top underneath, like a thermal top for example. It keeps me extra warm and at the same time saves me from having to wash my sweaters. I will touch on how to wash them later in this video. There are some natural fibers like cotton and linen that can be washed in the washing machine, but still, I would suggest washing them on cold to preserve energy and keep the lifespan of your clothes longer, because every single wash shortens the lifespan of your garment. Synthetic materials like polyester, nylon, and acrylic can be machine washed. However, these are harmful materials that could release microfibers that go down the drain of your washing machine into the ocean and make their way into the food you eat. So I would say avoid buying these materials whenever possible, but most likely we all have them in our closet. So the same rule applies: wash less and wash on cold. So what if you get stain on your clothes? Like when you're eating and you drop food on your clothes and it ruined the rest of your night. It happens to me all the time. Sometimes I will put a napkin in front of my clothes to prevent that from happening, and I don't care if it makes me look like a toddler. What if you still manage to get a stain on your clothes? Well, the rule of thumb is to deal with it as soon as possible. If you see me rushing into the washroom like a crazy person, you know what just happened. Of course, how you deal with stains depend on what kind of stains they are. A lot of common stains can be removed with water if you do it immediately. If water doesn't work, then you move on to other remedies. For example, if the stain is greasy like food stain, try clear dish soap. If it's blood stain, try your saliva. And I won't ask why there's blood on your clothes. Anyway, a simple Google search will give you tons of remedies to remove specific kind of stains. Just remember not to rub the stain, try dabbing it with a white cloth instead. And God forbid, don't put the stained garment in the dryer, because the heat will make the stain set for life. Simple solutions like these could save your clothes from going into the trash. And when you do spot cleaning, you don't need to wash the entire garment because the rest of it is not dirty. So it's a win-win for the environment and for you. So you've worn your wool sweaters for many times and it's really time to wash them. And I've successfully scared you into not dumping them into your washing machine. How do you go about it? With natural fibers like wool, cashmere, and silk, the best practice is to dry clean or hand wash them. Well, dry clean is pretty straightforward. It does get expensive if you do it too often, and some dry cleaners are not very environmental friendly, so you do need to do your own research to find the non-toxic ones. Okay, dry clean makes sense, but hand wash? Are you kidding me? Yeah, you heard me right. You are watching Grandma Gloria's hand washing guide. First, you get a bucket. You put some cool water in it. Add a few drops of detergent. Then you put your clothes in. Lightly stir it, let it sit for 10 minutes, stir again, and then rinse it until it's free of detergent. Do not wring the wet garment because that will damage the fabric. Just gently push it down while it's in the bucket and pour out excess water. Lay it flat on a towel and then roll it up to dry. And you've successfully hand washed your clothes. Wow! Okay, now you've washed your clothes, how do you dry them? In North America, a lot of us rely on dryers, but dryers are actually very energy intensive and they're not good for your clothes. The constant high heat damages the fibers and could make your clothes shrink. The best way to dry your clothes is line drying. It's the most traditional method, but your clothes will last way longer like this. I used to love using my dryer because who needs hanging your clothes when you can just tumble dry them in 40 minutes? But as I invest in more and more good quality items, I find myself not using my dryer that much anymore. I only tumble dry my gym clothes and socks and things like that, and I air dry the majority of my clothes because I don't want to damage them in the dryer. I just can't take any more shrinkage horror. Actually, line drying is quite common in a lot of countries, but not in Canada. It gets so cold in winter, it's just not practical to hang your clothes on the balcony, for example. Look at this open air situation here. It's literally gonna freeze. So what I do instead is I hang my clothes on the shower curtain bar. I know it's really ghetto, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Make sure you give them a good shake to remove the wrinkles and reshape them with your hand the way you want them to dry. For heavier items like sweaters, don't hang them like that. The best practice is to lay them flat on a clothing rack. Sometimes a garment will still wrinkle after it dries, so in this case, I will use a steamer to steam it before I put it back into my closet. And that's pretty much it. Taking care of your clothes is not that complicated once you know how, and now you do. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.